All right, it is game time. The curtains are slowly opening up, the lights are coming on, and you're about to deliver your very first presentation. Braden here with All Business Basics. So you've got your very first presentation coming up. That is super exciting. I am jealous. I wish I could experience that again for the first time. It is so fun. I am sure you're feeling the nerves. I'm sure you're wondering what to do and what not to do, and that you've heard a lot of tips and tricks from professors and classmates and videos and books and whatever. For the next few minutes, I want you to completely forget all of that, even if it came from my other videos and content. Just put it out of your mind for just a few minutes and focus on these two phases and a bonus third if you want to, but you don't have to. It's totally optional, but focus on these two phases first. Here we go. While I don't condone acting of any sort while giving a presentation, we're going to use it as an analogy here. So phase one is behind the curtains, behind the scenes, before you ever get up on stage in front of people. So in the acting world, the actors and actresses, they prepare for weeks and months sometimes prior to ever opening the curtains and performing in front of an audience. Then you've got phase two, the delivery phase. Those curtains open up, the lights are on, and it's go time. You are there. It is right at the beginning of your presentation. That's when phase two, the delivery phase, starts. The preparation in phase one is all behind the scenes. Curtains are closed. No one can see you. It's your chance to prepare for when those curtains open and you're on stage in front of the live audience. Now, however long you have to prepare for your presentation, don't overdo it. The worst thing you can do is extend those nerves for days or weeks or even months beforehand to the point where the curtains open up and you're on stage and you're just fried. You have over prepared, you're in your head, and you're just feeling like a wreck, and it throws off your entire life. No presentation is worth that. Here's step number one in that preparation phase, preparing your content. What I would recommend, as digital and as technology driven as I am, get a blank piece of paper, like an actual sheet of paper, and write down your main 2 or 3 points. 1, 2, 3, with some space in between them. Then write 2 or 3 supplemental points to each of those main points. So you've got main points 1, 2, and 3, supplemental points 1, 2, or 3 underneath each of those. Those supplemental points should support and enhance those main points. The connections between the main points should be really simple and logical. Don't try to over-complexify, made up word there. Don't make it too complex is what I'm trying to say. Now, if you're using PowerPoint, which is fine, but you don't have to, make sure that the slides are representing your main points and supplemental points throughout the logical flow of your presentation. Now, do not let the slide deck, the PowerPoint presentation itself, take ownership or control or the focus of your presentation. The focus should be you as the presenter. You're the one conveying the material to your audience. You're the one connecting with your audience, not the PowerPoint. So when you're preparing your slide decks, don't regurgitate all of the words that you're going to say. Just put your main points with a little bit of supplemental information in a few slides, not very many, and then you're presenting using that as a logical notes flow through your presentation. Here's step number 2 in the preparation phase. Again, the curtains are closed, no one can see you. Picture going into a new place, a new setting. It's a new home, a new vacation spot, a new sports arena, a new wherever. Your mind, without you even knowing it, is firing on all cylinders. It's trying to absorb everything that your eyes are seeing and connect it with previous experiences. Picture doing that. Picture your mind going off the walls as soon as you stand up on stage in front of that live audience. How in the world are you supposed to effectively focus on your material? Instead, go just a few minutes before, a few hours before, or even a few days before, and just take 2 minutes to walk around the actual physical setting that you'll be in, or digital setting if you're using Zoom or Microsoft Teams or whatever. Get familiar with what that setting is like so that when you get up there on stage and the curtains open and the lights come on, your brain's not firing trying to connect and absorb it all. You've already done that. Your brain is at ease and allowing you to focus on your content. All right, let's talk about those nerves that you're feeling. You might be getting sweaty palmed, you might be shaking, you might feel sick like you're gonna throw up. That is all okay. It is all natural. The worst thing that you can do is try to hide it or try to suppress it and not let yourself feel it or distract yourself until the presentation starts. Don't do that. We are human and we should acknowledge and allow ourselves to feel those human emotions. So here's what I do, just a little practice to help before giving big presentations. I take a few minutes, I close my eyes, and I think through, I walk myself mentally through the entire presentation from before it starts to after it finishes. So I'm picturing there, I'm sitting down, I'm in a suit or I'm in whatever clothing, and I'm about to get up there on stage. I'm picturing the audience, I'm looking around, I'm seeing what's there. I stand up, I'm letting those nerves wash over me, consume me. I'm shaking, I'm nervous, I'm sweating, whatever it may be. I'm feeling it mentally before it ever happens in reality, in real life. And then I go through my presentation in my mind, I'm hitting those main points, and I sit down, there's an applause, people are excited, they're coming up and congratulating me after. You're picturing what it will be like in your mind and letting yourself feel those nerves and those emotions. Then picture what happens when you're actually up there to give your presentation. You've already felt those emotions, you've done this before, it's not a brand new first time experience because you've already walked through it all mentally. It can help calm those nerves. Are they going to be gone? Absolutely not. That's ridiculous. But with time and with giving more presentations, those nerves will start to turn into excitement. They may not, and that's okay. But for me, that's what happened over many, many years and thousands of presentations, is that I just became excited for the next one. They are so fun and you're going to have a blast, hopefully. Let me take just a second to thank Lenovo, my sponsor for this video, for providing the machine to make all of this happen. Whether you're interested in a business laptop, a gaming laptop, a content creation laptop, this Legion is perfect. Thank you so much, Lenovo. All right, it is game time. The curtains are slowly opening up, the lights are coming on, and you're about to deliver your very first presentation. It's exciting. Here are 3 things to keep in mind. First, connect with your audience. Remember that they are human too. Every single person in the audience at one point gave their very first presentation too, and were probably just as nervous as you are right now. That's okay. Respect them, but don't fear them. Let me say that again. Respect your audience, but don't fear them. Remember that they are people too. The second thing to keep in mind when delivering your presentation is your pace and your timing. Now, you've probably heard a lot of feedback on how many words per minute you should speak when presenting and pausing for this amount of milliseconds and all of that. Forget that. Don't even think about that. I want you to just be conversational in your pace. So if you're naturally a faster speaker, that's okay to a point. If you're naturally a slower speaker, that's also okay to a point. You don't want to race through, but you also don't want to go through at a snail's pace. Just keep it natural and fluid and conversational, and you'll do great. All right, the third thing to keep in mind when delivering your presentation is the most important bit of advice I can give in this entire video. That is to be yourself. Be your natural, authentic, genuine self in every sense of the word. If you're a little quirky and odd, great. Be that way in your presentation. Give it some flavor and allow that audience to appreciate you for who you are and also connect with you. Machines don't connect with audiences. Humans do. People do. And that's what I want you to be, is stay true to yourself. Don't try to fit this expected mold that we're often taught when presenting to be as outwardly passionate and energetic and enthusiastic as we possibly can be. You don't need to be that. If you're more introverted and quiet, great. Stay that way. Stay true to yourself. All right, here's the bonus phase 3 if you are up for it. If you're not, pause, don't finish the end of the video, and just consume and focus on phase 1 before the curtains were open, phase 2 delivery. Now it's phase 3, the curtains have closed. You've knocked your presentation out of the park. Now what do? My wife and I love to go to musicals and plays. In the past, there was this local theater that would bring all of the actors and actresses out into the exit forum for all of the attendees, the guests, to go and interact with, have a meet and greet. They could take pictures, sign autographs, just chat with them. It was so fun. So if you are up for it, I'm not saying you should, but if you are up for a little bit of meet and greet after the fact, oftentimes those that are coming to view your presentation want to ask follow-up questions, or maybe you said something that really nailed home with someone and they want to come and tell you about an experience. It is so fun hearing those experiences and how you have affected people's lives for the better. Even if it's just some random project presentation or whatever the content is, you can affect people's lives for good, giving a solid presentation and connecting with that audience. So phase 3, totally optional, a little bit of meet and greet, but don't go crazy with this. Don't go out there trying to interact and network with everyone and using it as an opportunity to network. Just a little bit of light greeting afterwards can go a long ways. There you go. You've got this. I would love to hear how your first presentation goes, and especially if any of these tips from before when the curtains are closed, during the delivery, or maybe even after were helpful to you. And if it doesn't go well, that is okay. Sometimes they just fall flat. I have had many of those experiences. Just pick yourself up, try to learn from the experience, and move on. Then, when you're ready, not right now, being your first presentation, but when you're ready, come back, bookmark this, subscribe, whatever you need to do. Here are a bunch of other tips that are a little bit more advanced. Some of them cross over a bit with this video, but take a look at how you can improve over time as a presenter. Let me know how I can help and if you have any questions at all. Thanks so much. You've got this.